All right, so I was creating a whole lot of frames for my walk cycle. I think it's a good time for a quick animation test. So I pull up the timeline. I made those frames appear. Here, I'll pull it where you can see it up here. And I put it as at a default 0.3 seconds, and now let's just play it through. And you see that the creature is now running through his walk cycle while the background's moving behind him. And he goes a little bit faster towards the end because I was getting a little less patient. So he starts out kind of slower and then almost gallops a little bit. Okay, now I stopped it just short. Let's look at my last frame here. I stopped it right here because pretty soon I'm going to want him to go in between this rock and this rock. So I want to bring in those assets. So I go to my assets. I'm going to get my foreground rock. And actually, before I do that, I need to erase all of these. Not erase them permanently, just these frames. That's just programming the eyeball here, because I'm not ready for my final animation yet. And let's see, I think I could probably do one more. So to just remind you of how it works, I was here. So now for this next frame, I'm on the creature walk cycle. Let's see, I was on that frame. Excuse me. So I want to move it one more closer. Back in my history. Okay, right there. So now I'm right here where he's just about to hit the rock. So let me make that frame. So I say layer, hold down Option, merge visible, layer 37. Now I want to bring in that asset. So I take my asset file, pull it off to the side, find that foreground rock asset, drag and drop it in. It's on the very top here. Move it into place. Like so. Make sure it doesn't look like it's moving too much. I can even set it with a blending mode if I want, but I think I'll just erase its edge slightly since the shadow is a little less opaque underneath. All right, so it shouldn't look like anything really. Just has a slight highlight more on it, but that's going to allow my creature to now go behind that rock instead of having to go over the top of it. All right, so now let's build the next frame. This has to be turned on, but also, yeah, I think we'll do it that way. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Okay, that has to be turned on, but also I need to keep moving my creature. And I need to keep moving my environment. And as I move my environment, of course, I have to move my rock as well. So it's a bit of a pain. I've got three things I've got to move into place. But I can make this a little bit easier by linking it. So if I link it with these backgrounds now, by turning them all on, all the remaining backgrounds, well, you'll see what I mean. All right, so the next frame was this. Now it will be this, and you see it starts to get overlapped. Merge visible, layer 38. So from 38 on, now the rock is part of it, and the creature will start moving behind the rock. But I'll have to position the rock as well, because it's moving with the landscape, until I start moving the creature instead of the landscape. And that will be how I finish off this walk cycle. Okay, now move the rock into place. And how can I make it perfectly opaque so the claw doesn't show through? I can grab a chunk of it from a layer underneath, duplicate that, put that on top, move it over, up. There we go, and then merge those two together by selecting both and hitting Command E or Layer Merge Layers. Okay, so now my foreground rock is going to be in front of my creature in these next panels. Okay. So lots of subtleties. You have to kind of think through everything, but it gets you there. And I'm almost done with my movements. And this is about as complicated as a single framing can be, with a moving creature and a moving background and a shadow overlay on everything and a foreground feature put in front. But it gives us really nice results. And everything will look seamless. Okay, we keep going. Move the rock. Which is moving quite a bit now. Then we put it all in place. So again, this is the ultimate challenge in compositing and keeping track of multiple layers. It's just what we do when we're animating. And there, finally I'm in the last position. Get rid of these guides. You can use the grids actually if you really want to map perfect movement too. That's Command apostrophe to turn off and on the guide, so it's under your view options. The grid. Command semicolon turns on and off the guides. Command apostrophe turns on and off the grid. All right, now what's going to happen? Well, I wanted to use this rock a little bit as cover, and I want to now move my creature a little bit. So I keep that foreground rock where it is. I keep this shadow where it is. And now I keep the background where it is, but I don't go through the creature walk cycle anymore. Instead, I start to use where the creature will start to go back into their shell. Right? So, where does that start? So it's over on this corner. So I'm going to take all of these, select them all. These are all the layers where the creature is moving into his shell. Whoa, that's annoying. Let me select them again. I keep accidentally selecting the texture overlay, the shadow overlay on the top. So let me move all those layers to be on top of my creature here. And move him just a little bit further. Because now the creature is going to start to move, not the background. You see his claw is going to move up there. I can turn him off there. You see he moves, jogs up a little bit. I can nudge him down a little. All right. So it looks like that. And I like how that foot is staying put basically, but the knee is shifting forward. Okay. So that will be my first one. Now I'm going to layer all of this together. Merge visible, bring down. Now let's keep working with that. Just moving my creature. And working backwards, basically, from what I had before. So the next one, basically move it on top. Whoops. Let me turn off auto select here because it's causing all kinds of glitches. They're making me select the wrong things. Not glitches, just making it more difficult to select what I want. So I want to line this one up now to move behind, maybe up a little bit, like so. See? And then I make that. I'm noticing a little artifact here in some of these. I'll get rid of that. All right, so now with that position, I merge all those together. So each frame has its challenges. This one is the challenge of posing and getting the creature to go back in his shell. But I already have those frames built. Now I'm just capturing them and putting them in a new location. And I notice this little artifact that's moving with him, little light shadow, so I'm going to move that. And then I flatten it into a frame by holding down Option and then Merge Visible. So you can see we get a lot more than just 9 frames to work within our storyboard, depending on how we're doing it.